fire alarm was going off in the hallway. I don't know why, but looks like our brother P. Diddy is in a bit of trouble, man. Then you got Will Smith. He's in some trouble. And I've been saying it for a while. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not saying this is actual fact, but I believe that he's taking these kicks in the behind from his wife, Jada, because she has a lot of dirt on him. You can't climb the ladder of success in America and not do any dirt. You can't be successful in America and not contribute some part of your spirit or all your spirit to the devil. I'm talking about high up the food chain. Very rarely is someone successful. I'm not saying this is 100%, but I'm saying very rarely is somebody successful among our people unless they bend over, if you know what I mean, and give your soul to Satan. And I personally believe that, P. Diddy, he may have stepped out of line to some degree. Same thing with Will Smith. This might be a shot over the bow to warn him not to step out of line. But, this guy is being accused somewhat like Bill Cosby of drugging this woman, being with this woman since she was 19 years old, drugging her, having people freak off on her. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all at anything in the media. I'm not surprised because in Hollywood, anything goes. And you have certain portions of our people who have caved in and they have joined themselves to secret societies like the Black Boule. And they worship and serve Satan. And part of that is pledging allegiance to the devil and committing yourself to certain rituals and acts that relate to pretty much praising and worshiping the devil. The same way we worship the Most High and his son Yahweh Shah, who they call Christ in ignorance. You have brothers and sisters who worship the devil in these times. So, this comes to no shock to me. So when you step out of line or when they through with you, they get rid of you. You're just another human resource. Just like you go to human resources on the job, you're just another human resource. And you better believe after a while, they get rid of you. When they have no more use for you, they get rid of you. This is why it's very important to stay in the Bible. This is why it's very important also to recognize these forces of evil. See, we look at the white man as the main force of evil. That's very untrue. Well, he's the devil on this earth. But Shalom, he's the devil on this earth. He's the main focal point of evil. But you have Satan, then you have the physical arm of Satan, then you have demons under Satan, which consists of our people and peons. Yeah. So P. Diddy and Will Smith, a lot of the athletes, they simply playing their part, man. They simply playing their parts. And at the same time, the Most High is exposing them. It's exposing them. So you can't make it in this world and shine like this unless you give your soul up to Freemasonry. The acts of worshiping the devil. All part of the Black Boule group, like Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier, Jay-Z. These guys give their souls over to the devil. And after a while, they get exposed because one thing the white man does, he'll use you for a while. He'll use you for a while, and after a while, he'll get rid of you. He'll get rid of you. Bottom line. That's the way of the world. Or this world. Check it out.
Nasty, straight up.
Sean Combs accused of rape and physical abuse by his ex Cassie. In court docs obtained by ET Thursday, the R&B singer accuses the media mogul of creating a pattern of control and abuse that she alleges began soon after they met in
There's a lot of things happening behind the doors, man, that we don't know about. This guy is being accused of being a Chester and having his way with a lot of entertainers that crossed his path that were underage at the time he touched them, like Chris Brown. A lot of people are aware of what happened with Chris Brown when he was a child. Yeah. This is a world that's so evil and so tainted with evil, a lot of people accept their wicked behavior as norm. This is how powerful that world is. Satanic worship is real. And this dude, a lot of what they saying, they'll mask it around, and like the thing with Jada. Jada's coming to Will's defense and saying they're going to sue this dude for saying what he's saying about Will being bent over a chair and getting roughed up savagely. That's what this dude is saying. I'm not going to play because I don't want to strike on my channel, but they said this dude was getting it in with Will savagely, man. So we, they'll try to downplay it like it's over the top. It's impossible for this to be happening. You're damn right she wants money. Everybody wants money. Everybody wants money. Everybody's flipping out for money. This is why they hate the Bible. They hate the Bible so much, it's about money. They say, to hell with the Bible, we want money. We want money. That's what they say. But everything is up based on freakism now, man. Yeah, the whole world has changed, man. Look at this dude. I never liked P. Diddy, man. He just has this arrogant, wicked look about him. Same thing with Dame Dash. Dame Dash is the same thing. Arrogant, proud, walk like they can't be told nothing. But they're going to see, man. They're going to see it because all hell is breaking loose across the world, man. But it's a different spin from what we normally talk about, man. Yeah, he looks evil. He looks shiesty. You know, growing up, them dudes that always look shiesty and you just used to pick on them in junior high school, or they got picked on. I'm not saying you did it, but they got picked on. Usher. There you go. Yeah, Usher. Then there's a lot of stories. This is why, mysteriously, we don't see Jamie Foxx anymore. Because once you cross the lines and you start revealing secrets, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Once you start revealing secrets, that becomes a major, major problem. Then he's being accused of the murder of Tupac. So all of this is coming out of the woodworks all of a sudden. All of a sudden, all this stuff is coming out now. Check it out.
2005.
I gotta give a special thank you
Look at this
to
dude.
the people that was really there for me. Also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
Diddy vehemently denying the claims he calls offensive and outrageous. Among them, allegations Combs kicked and punched Cassie, who also claims he made her engage in sexual acts with male sex workers.
She'll deny it, and they'll say it's about money, but I believe some of this stuff may be true. I believe a lot of this stuff may be true. I believe that she knows secrets about him, too. I believe there were other women who knew secrets about this dude and mysteriously just disappeared. I've heard stories like that, too. I know people are aware of the Freaky Deek parties. What's this guy? Exhibit? Remember Exhibit? The rapper Exhibit? He had that, you fix up your hoopty TV show. They would transform old beat-up cars into fancy smancy cars. He revealed a lot of the things that happened in the sex parties with P. Diddy. Yeah, he revealed that. And there's one more guy, I can't remember who it was, one more rapper. He said that P. Diddy had this thing where they would tell you, you don't have to go home, get in a limo. And once you get in that limo, you're going to be bent over doing the L shape. These dudes are freaks. Freaks and wicked people. Check it out.
Cassie, real name Cassandra Ventura,
Don't be fooled like these women are just victims, man. These women are whores. These women whore themselves out. I was talking to a sister one time, and she was saying she don't know how they get caught up into that. Why can't they just walk away? If it was her, she would walk away. I said, you're a damn idiot. You're a damn idiot. Once your mind or your spirit is pricked with money and fancy jets and gold and jewelry and fancy clothes and the best food to eat and living in the best apartments looking over, or condominiums or mansions looking over Central Park. You can just fly out of the country at the drop of a dime. You know how hard it is to walk away from that, especially if they have secret sex tapes about you? If you're a dude, if they drugged you and you wake up in the morning naked in silk, laying on top of silk pillows, blood on the sheets, if you know what I'm talking about, and they threaten you and say they got videotapes of you with 6 men getting a train on you, ran on you, you gonna cash out and go back to the ghetto? If you're a sister, they whore you out, give you tainted cocaine, you gonna cash out and go back to the ghetto? I think not. I think not. Because now they got the dirt on you. They got the dirt on you. These people aren't stupid. I got a video, or I did a video on the Black Panthers, the original Black Panthers, and the guy that was a spy. He said they know what type of food you eat. I think he was being interviewed on Like It Is. He said that the powers that be, they know the type of food you like, the magazines you like to read, the type of music you listen to. These dudes know everything about you. They know your strengths and your weaknesses. And once they get the goods on you, you're going to be their slave. So I told this sister, you sound stupid. You can't even control your damn mouth. You're going to control how the white man manipulates and controls you and whores you out. Get out of my face. I told her, get out of here. You sound stupid. You know? You remember that, right? That dude looked petrified, and mysteriously he died. He was a rat. He was a rat, and mysteriously he died. When they done with you, you're just a resource. They get rid of you. You die. But it's funny how P. Diddy and Bill Cosby is walking the same line. That's real strange. They both walking the same line. So we're gonna see how this plays out down the line. Should be interesting.
Diddy vehemently denying the claims he calls offensive and outrageous. Among them, allegations Combs kicked and punched Cassie, who also claims he made her engage in sexual acts with male sex workers. Cassie, real name Cassandra Ventura, at one time was signed to Combs' record label. The two went public with their romance in 2012, followed by multiple red carpet appearances.
Okay, you gonna give that up? If you're a sister, you gonna give that up? You'll be just like Eve, who was told not to eat from the tree in the midst of the garden, and she went and did it anyway. Look at this guy laying on the ground like a damn Skittle, a box of Skittles. Look at her.
Including this much-talked entrance at the 2017 Met Gala.
You know, I want to take some risks, so I decided to take some risks tonight.
The couple calling it quits the next year. Now she tells ET in a statement, "After years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story about the trauma I have experienced and that I will be recovering from for the rest of my life."
She's broke. She's broke. Just like a lot of celebrities, their wives, ex-wives come back, girlfriends come back because they want money. Same thing on a low level. A lot of you brothers, you've been with women and they leave you and now They got to pay their own car notes, pay their own rent, pay their own mortgage, buy their own clothes, buy their own food, and they broke. So they come back or they look for someone on a higher level financially. You know how it is. So nobody that's in this world wants to go back to the hood. Nobody that's in this world wants to go back to flipping burgers and McDonald's. Because that pride will kick in. Now your friends will see you. Damn, what happened to you, man? You fell off. You fell off. A lot of rappers are doing that. It was one particular rapper. Someone got in his car, called an Uber. This rapper was doing Uber. Forgot that rapper name, you know? You understand? So you know, when you broke, nobody want to go back home. When you broke, you're going to go back home and all your friends going to see you. When they saw you at the BET Awards, they saw you rubbing elbows with 50, Nas, Jay-Z, movie stars. They saw you with Denzel. They saw you with Will Smith. And now you're back in the hood. After they hoard you out. Who's going to do that? You have to be in the spirit of the Most High to get out of this world. Clearly. You have to be in the spirit of the Most High to get out of this world. And she wanted, you know, she goes, exactly. Why did she go to the cops a long time ago? If I was a wicked demon like P. Diddy, I would deny everything. She's a damn liar. Prove I gave her pills. Prove I drugged her. Prove I kicked her. That money is too sweet. That money is too sweet, man. Too sweet.
Through his attorney, Combs accuses Cassie of blackmail, alleging she demanded $30 million, or she would write a damaging book about their relationship.
See, there you go right there.
Diddy's lawyer.
There you go right there. A damaging book about their relationship. Don't be surprised all of a sudden if she doesn't disappear or she's dead. Don't be surprised. Because you got to remember, this dude is associated with a lot of powerful people. In the music industry, there are a lot of people involved in that world. Look at this guy, this Jeff Epstein guy with the Sex Island situation. You really believe he hung himself in that cell in New York? You really believe he did that? You had the Prince Harry, whatever his name is, was on Sex Island. You had the Clintons or Bill Clinton on Sex Island. You had a host of very important people on Sex Island, laying down with minors. So they had to take him out. Because, like the corrupt police say, you're going to hurt a lot of good people. So you have to be taken out after a while. Same thing with Bill Cosby. He probably stepped out of line, kept pushing, and they had to get him out of the way. I'm going to shock you. People like Prince and Michael Jackson, because they have such large followings, they're dangerous too. They're dangerous too. They may step out of line and they have to be dealt with. Whenever you're too powerful, you have to be removed. You have to be removed. Bottom line. Bottom line. So you got powerful people among our people, but not as powerful as the devil, Esau, who have to do what they're told and mislead so-called black people and have you follow lies. Have you follow the system, in other words. Check this out. I'm not going to be long. I'm just doing a quick run through.
Is the black community in America, possibly around the world. Though I would admit my research hasn't taken me that far yet. But if you are paying attention to the agendas being carried out today, you can see that this is understanding everyone should have. Whoever.
He's all the sellout, token, stepping, fetching Negroes that are part of the secret societies or the Black Boule. And from my understanding, they can get into financial issues in secret. They can get into political issues in secret. but they are not allowed to get into international situations. That's when the white man will smoke them. But these guys are all sellouts for the system, and they are part of the system, and they have convinced so many of us to believe that they're on our side. They're with the poor. They're men of God in certain cases. You got Martin Luther King, you got Jesse Jackass, and then you got the financial guru over here, Graves. These dudes cashed out a long time ago, man. A long time ago. A long time ago. They're not up for the people. They never have been. Well, I can't say they never have been, but at some point they cashed out. And it's a reality we have to start to accept. I'm not saying to go over the top with it, because some brothers get over the top, man. Everybody's a damn a Mason or an agent after a while. I'm not saying to get crazy with it, but we have to research this and consider how real these situations are, man. We have to really consider that. Check it out.
Whoever you are, you have to understand this group. You must understand the Black Boule. Let's begin. Okay, so I have had this topic on my heart for a while now. A little while ago, I started preparing this video. I realized I couldn't talk about this subject without laying foundations. You can't talk about the Boule without understanding Prince Hall Freemasonry, which is why I made that other video. It's on my website. But then I knew I couldn't talk about Prince Hall without discussing Freemasonry and what it was, which is why that video was made first. This information must be understood and peeled back in layers. So if you've not watched those videos, please go back and watch those videos before you proceed with this one. There may be information you are missing that doesn't completely allow you to connect all the dots. Now, before I get into the breakdown of what the Black Boule is, we need to go back in time. Let's go back to the times of slavery. During the times of slavery, we had plantations. This was large farms in the colonies of America that used the enforced labor of slaves to harvest crops like cotton, rice, indigo, sugar, tobacco, and other farm produce for trade and export around the world. This trade and export was how America was built. On this plantation, we had two different classes or groups of people. We had the masters and the slaves. There was no crossing between these classes. A master never became a slave, and a slave never became a master. Well, that's not entirely true. Eventually, there were slaves that became slave owners. But I don't want to get off point. I'm talking about the majority. I'm not going to talk too much about the masters, but more about the slaves. To keep the slaves in line and know exactly what the slaves were thinking or plotting, the masters needed help. They needed allies within the ranks of slaves.
See that? You see that? You see how that closely ties with what's happening now? Do you see how that relates to your politicians, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, police officers? You see how very easily camps, schools, churches can be infiltrated to bring back information to the enemy? It's just that simple. It's just that simple.
So in the slave class, they created two other classes. There were the regular slaves and then the house slaves, the house Negroes, which really is known by another word that I will not use. The house slaves were taken in the house, given better food and accommodations. They were treated better and were more aligned with the slave masters than they were with their own people. They were used by the slave masters to keep the slaves in line. The slave masters might not have been able to keep the slaves in line without the house slaves. It even became a goal for some of the slaves to be able to come inside and become house slaves themselves. Now, on top of that, the slave masters would also have babies with the house slaves. They would
see that? Same thing today. Esau laying down with our sisters, and the sisters thinking that they have made it. They found a better life. Then even the sisters laying down with token sellout Negroes, thinking that they have made it to the promised land, and they begin to even oppress their own people or look down on their own people. It's just that simple.
never be equal, but they were not the bottom class slaves that had nothing and had to work outside eating the scraps. I think you get the picture. And I think for the most part, everyone should understand what the house slaves were. Now, here's the question I want you to think about. After slavery, and after they reprogrammed the slaves to believe that they were free, do you think that the position of house slave went away?
That's spot on. That's 100% spot on.
Do you think that the slave masters, those that were running and building this country, did away with this house slave position that allowed them to keep tabs and control of the black community by just controlling a small few of them? The answer should be no. But here's the problem. Whether you ever thought about that question or not, you probably have not been exposed to the how. You might just call out a few names that you've seen on television that were obviously cooning and say that's what a modern house slave is. But you probably still have not been fully exposed to the real answer. And that's what we're going to talk about. Here's the irony and obvious reprogramming of today. During the times of slavery, though there were a few slaves that wanted to become house slaves, the majority of the slaves despised the house slaves. They did not trust or like them.
Just like a lot of you brothers and sisters despise the sellouts that are in Congress, the sellouts that work with the different presidents, the sellouts who are in top positions like Barack Obama. Some of you despise Barack Obama, even though he's not our people, he's a Hamite, but he didn't do nothing for you. He didn't do a damn thing for you. Then you got the poverty preachers. A lot of you despise them, like the Calvin Butts and the Al Sharptons and so on and so forth. Then you have actors that you despise because the money and the position and the white man, that's their gods. And the brothers who are grassroots, you know what time it is. So this is spot on.
Now, fast forward to our current modern times. Today, we praise the house slaves, and they are now our heroes.
There you go. See, a lot of brothers praise Martin Luther King. They praise Louis Farrakhan. They praise these so-called civil rights leaders. They praise them. But these guys are all secretly working together with the white man.
It's because we have been reprogrammed and reconditioned to love and accept our chains. And our goals are now to get in the house instead of breaking free. It's really deep and scary. Now, if you watched that video that broke down Prince Hall Freemasonry, you already have a good understanding of how the separation began and what started. But it did not stop at Prince Hall Freemasonry. Within the ranks of the Masons were an educated bourgeois class of black men that looked...
I don't know if a lot of you remember the movie Rosewood? When this woman claimed that she was raped or touched by a black man, and it was just chaos. People running all over the damn place. And there was one scene where a white man, somehow he got left behind, or he was beaten up pretty badly, and some Negroes saw him, and he was asking them for help. He was asking these brothers for help. Put my face back up for this. He was asking these brothers for help, and one of the brothers said, "No, let that damn." He didn't say it like that, but he said, "Leave him alone. It's a white man. Leave him alone." But one of the brothers noticed he had on a ring with the square and compass on it. And he said, "Leave him alone." He said, "No, you can't leave him alone. He's a Mason, and we're Masons too, or black Masons. You had black Masons during that time, or like he's referring to like the Boule group. You had blacks who were in secret societies mimicking the white man, thinking that they would put them on a different level from the white man. Put them on a different level, equating them or pushing them in the direction of progress with the white man. You understand? So you had this group way back then. This is not during slavery. This is during the time of Rosewood I'm speaking of. But if you watch that movie, check out that scene. Check out that scene. You have a lot of black people who become Masons because of the perks that come with it. You got a lot of your family members are Masons. You see on cars, that you may have bought. You might have bought a used car that makes the square and compass is still on the cars. Or you see brothers rocking the square and compass rings or medallions on their chests or their necklaces. You see that. You understand? So this is very real. And you got a lot of weak brothers who has cashed out their souls to the devil.
Looked at themselves as elite compared to the rest of the other Masons. They wanted to be separated and distinguished from all the other Masons. And the ruling class of America, the elite families that are still the unseen hand.
Look at that, Paul Warburg, Wilson, these are all damn top rich banking families and people who run this world. That's all. When you get the book Pawns in the Game by I think it's William Carr, he goes into this, how World War I and World War II, I think World War II was actually designed right here in Lower Manhattan by this guy Warburg. He was part of it. You understand? But the so-called Negro think that he's going to climb the ladder and be right under these Edomites, right under them. This is why all this garbage is designed. It's all designed. These wars and what's going down with Russia and what's happening on Wall Street, some of it is designed and some of it is the Most High. They've gotten so greedy and so perverse that the Most High is throwing monkey wrenches in all their endeavors and all their programs. But these guys are very shrewd and very smart. They know what they're doing, and they will kill you if you step out of line. They will kill you. A good book to read, I'm going to touch on that real quick, is Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins. Great book. And this particular Edomite, he was paid to purposely put countries in poverty, and when they couldn't pay their bills, back to these people, the powers that be, that now they were in a position that they were slaves to the super rich elite, and then they would have to serve up or give up their country's natural resources like oil or minerals or precious metals. They would have to give that up because they would be purposely forced into debt. Great book to read, and it just shows you just how corrupt this place really is. It shows you how corrupt it shows you just how corrupt this place really is. And a lot of people, they're not going to see that. Not going to see that. Check this out real quick. Again, I'm not going to be long, man. Sunday, I want to chill out. Check it out.
I had good friendships. I've always been a good con artist. That's what it takes to be an economic hitman, But and I was captain of 2 sports teams and so on.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So, but I always had this inkling to go to Tehran, to go to Paris, to go to these places.
Hey, this is John Perkins. I implore you, brothers and sisters, get his book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman. This is going to give you a strong reality of how this world really works, how this country, all the dirt that America does, you're going to find out from this dude right here. This dude was poisoned because they told him not to write his book. And he said he lost a good portion of his small intestine or large intestine, I can't remember. And when they cut the intestines out of him, they got rid of it real quick and burnt it. So he couldn't have proof that he was poisoned. You understand? So they threatened this dude to not write the book. They offered him $500,000 not to write the book, and he took the money. He took the money, and then when 9/11 happened, he said to hell with it, and he wrote the book. And I'm surprised he's still alive. I'm surprised he's still alive. But they put this guy in all type of positions. They sent women to this dude. Great book. Great book. When you get a chance, try to get this book.
And suddenly now, as I get into this business, I'm flying first class around the world. I'm meeting with presidents. I'm doing all the things that I dreamed of doing. So I really didn't want to know the truth, even though the more and more I began to suspect it. But the line that I was sold, Patrick, was that what you're doing is a really good thing, because what I was paid to do was to convince countries that had resources our corporations covet, like oil, to take huge loans from the World Bank or one of the sister organizations and hire our companies to build big infrastructure projects like power plants and roads and airports in these countries, which would make our companies would get big profits. The rich families in the country would prosper because they own the industries.
So the rich families would cash out. You understand? So the white man and the rich banking families, DuPonts, Gettys, Rockefellers, Warburgs, Clintons, whoever, they would make money, and the people at the top would sell their people out, and they would make money. And the thing is, if the people in the other countries stepped out of line, they would send what he called in his book the jackals, who would come in and assassinate you, delete you, take you out. Sounds familiar? Same thing happens in the Middle East. Same thing happens in Central America. Remember, what's his name? Noragua of Panama. I can't remember how his name is pronounced exactly. But they get you. They get you after a while, man. You know, this man wants to keep control of the world. This is why Gaddafi had to be taken out. When he tried to do or produce his own currency to the Africans, he had to be taken out. Now what do you have? And I'm watching this story closely with Iran, Russia, and China trying to create their own currency. We're going to follow that very closely and see how that plays out, because everybody who tries to do that, they die. So we're going to see how far they're going to go with that. That's going to be very interesting to see how far they're going to play that out. Because like I mentioned yesterday, the value of the dollar is dipping, man. It's dipping. But that would be a major threat if countries got together like the Saudis and Iraq and Iran and China and possibly Japan, whoever jumped on the bandwagon. That would be very negative and hurtful for America. Because after World War II, everybody recognized America as top dog. The UN recognized America as top dog, and everybody respected and worshipped America, and America's dollar was very valuable. But what's happening? America's dollar is losing her power. And this is what this guy, he's showing the evils of America. This is why so many countries hate America, because America, just like the small hats, have this tactic where they put you in debt. And when you can't pay the debt, they take what's yours. This is why people are siding with the Palestinians, because they know the dirt of America. They know the dirt of the small hats. They know how to get down and operate. Even like I said yesterday, even a lot of you brothers and sisters, you know how the small hats, the J people, you know how they get down. You know how they roll. And a lot of you have, I'm trying to be careful with what I say. A lot of you have ill feelings toward the actions of the small hats. You know what time it is. And people in Palestine, what they call Palestine, or in the Middle East, they know what the hell they mad about. They trying to say they're Islamic fanatics, and this is why they doing what they doing. That's bull crap. These people are oppressed and been catching hell for over 75 years. 60% unemployment. You're going to be mad as hell if you have 60% unemployment in your country. That means half of the population, half of the men and the women don't work. Very shrewd, man. They control the media. They control the judicial system. They control the politics. They control the UN. Very, very shrewd. And they are thieves. This is what this guy is going into. They are thieves. There's nothing honest about America. There's nothing honest about the Democrats or the Republicans. They are thieves. Check it out.
They own banks. They own the things that benefited from improved infrastructure. But the majority of the people would suffer because money was diverted from education, healthcare, and other social services to pay off the debts on the loan. And in the end, they couldn't pay the debt, so we'd go back in and say, hey, you owe us. So sell your oil or whatever, copper, whatever the resource was, real cheap to our corporations without environmental or social regulations.
You see that?
And that was really what my job was. But statistically, you could show that when you invest in these infrastructure projects, the economy grows. It does. It's because we measure GDP or GNP growth. And that really just measures the very rich.
So let's go back to what I recall from our meeting there. So the business model of what you did. So one, if I remember, that you didn't directly work for the government, because if you did get caught, then it would look like it's the government. So it was a corporation that you would work for, and that corporation is who would send you to go negotiate on behalf of the U.S. government with not necessarily the bigger countries. It was more smaller. Not even mid-sized. You would just say it was smaller countries that you would go to that had some kind of a natural resource that America wanted. And then the negotiation was, we're going to come and build some infrastructure. We'll invest some money into your country. They'll go into a shit ton of debt. Then in a way to get money back is you're going to allow us to build a military in your country. You're going to give us these resources for 50 cents on a dollar or 10 cents on a dollar, pretty much for nothing. And then if you don't listen to us, we're going to kill you. Is that?
Hear this, man? Do you hear this? Do you hear this? You can't make this up, man. Check it out.
Directly work for the government, because if you did get caught, then it would look like it's the government. So it was a corporation that you would work for, and that corporation is who would send you to go negotiate on behalf of the U.S. government with not necessarily the bigger countries. It was more smaller, not even mid-sized. You would just say it was smaller countries that you would go to that had some kind of a natural resource that America wanted. And then the negotiation was, we're going to come and build some infrastructure. We'll invest some money into your country. They'll go into a shit ton of debt. Then in a way to get money back is you're going to allow us to build a military in your country. You're going to give us these resources for 50 cents on a dollar or 10 cents on a dollar, pretty much for nothing. And then if you don't listen to us, we're going to kill you. Is that pretty much explain the business model you followed?
Yes, and yes, it is. And so the "we're going to kill you" part was, I wasn't going to kill them. I never carried a gun, but I knew the guys were right behind me. We called them jackals. They were CIA
That's
assets.
what you were talking about, hitmen, earlier.
They'd be in the room with you while you're having this conversation?
No. I theoretically didn't know anything about them. But
Who's in the room with you?
That's a lie, probably. That's a lie. How could you even do business like that if someone doesn't follow your orders from the company you work for, which is connected to the government, but they use the company as a front so the government is not connected, to any ill or wrong dealings, and these people are going to die if they don't bend over to America's demands. How you know all these things, but you don't know the hitmen are outside the door or they're coming the next day? Clearly he knows that these people are going to die. Noriega, that's what, the strongman Noriega, that's who they muscled back in the days in Panama. I couldn't remember his name exactly. But, I mean, you have to be an evil individual yourself to do this. But he claims that's why the book is called Confessions of an Economic Hitman, because he felt bad after he saw what happened with 9/11. And 9/11 was rigged. 9/11 was an inside job, in my opinion. But look.
You when you're having these conversations, are you the point man, or you're saying, hey, here's the deal?
Yeah.
And who's with you?
I'm probably just meeting one-on-one with the Minister of Finance or perhaps the President.
You're rolling in solo to these countries and having these...
Well, no, I've got 2 or 3 of the guys who work for me outside. They're probably not sitting in the meeting. They might be. It just depended. But they were there to help produce the numbers. Frankly, I was a lousy economist. I was chief economist, but I was a good talker. Like I said, I was a good con artist. But I knew how to hire the guys that could crunch the numbers and come up with these econometric models that show...
He changed the subject as far as the hitmen. He saw that? He changed the subject. He didn't want to talk about the hitmen and how close they were to him or how they did that part. He don't want to talk about that part. So he's talking about the economics now.
Showed how much the country was going to benefit, that was used to convince the presidents, and they would use it to convince their people, the press in their countries, and so on. There was an interesting cartoon that sort of sums this up that came out many years ago, and it showed me, or an economic hitman, in one hand holding a fistful of dollars and saying, hey, Mr. President, in this hand I've got hundreds of millions of dollars for you and your family if you buy my deal. And then in this hand I got a gun, in case you don't. And that was pretty much it. I didn't have the gun, but I knew that and he knew, because the United States, we've admitted to taking out and ending the life of Salvador Allende, of Chile, the Shah of Iran,
That's right.
and Mossadegh in Iran before that, Mossadegh particularly.
Mm-hmm. So, this is not hard to figure out if you know just how evil Esau is. It's not hard to figure out. But bottom line is, this is a goddamn cesspool of wickedness, man. Bottom line. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, man, you get ready for this, man, because it's not slowing down. It's not slowing down, and things are getting worse and worse, man. Worse and worse. Look, Will Smith.
Still live separately.
We live separately.
Will Smith is bisexual and that they do this, and that.
They're both bisexual. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house.
Will was not my friend. I was his friend.
This is the dude.
I was around before they had Trey. Jada was.
This is the dude that so-called outed him. Now they're saying this is fake, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. The stars of heaven are falling, man. They falling, and they falling quick. I'm not going to stay on this long because I'm pretty much sure I'm going to get a flag in regards to this video. But Will can't catch a break, man. Will can't catch a break. They gonna Oh man, but look at this, man. I'm not gonna play this long because I don't want to get a flag. Check it out.
It's the woman that everybody wanted.
Yeah, your picture's in the book and your name is in the book. So you're doing some real elegant pimp. I'm blowing you up.
I love that.
I'm blowing you up.
What do you say about the allegations? There's like so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We suing.
Will Smith, to me, doesn't know the kind of woman that he has next to him.
Following the widely publicized...
I'm not going to keep playing that because I don't want any problems. But you brothers and sisters, I'm not going to be long. Like I said, I'm not going to be long. But that's just crazy, man. I just wanted to give you a heads up. I just found that stuff interesting. I was just sitting here going through a couple of videos and watching the game and jumping back and forth. And it just crossed my mind that, to just show this to you, brothers and sisters, and let you see, what type of damn world we're in, man. But, the money that's going to be an issue. The Most High says in Proverbs 11, verse 21, in regards of the money or whatever position you play in this country or this world, it says, though hand join in hand, whether it's the so-called Negro or Hispanic man and he's joined his hand to the white man, or you might join your hand to rich men, whether they so-called white or black. You might choose to take that route. The Most High says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. See? Nobody gets away with the evil they do, no matter what nationality you are. If you sow wickedness, then you're gonna reap that. You reap what you sow. You understand? No man is free of the judgment of the Most High. Now, that includes the women. So what you see happening to Will Smith and these different brothers over and over again, these are signs that the Most High, his hand is not just on the white man or the heathen, it's on a lot of our people who believe in Egypt and who have, sold out, who have sold out to the powers that be. And now, they're falling, and they're falling hard, man. They're falling hard. But again, the Most High, he's very clear. He says, though hand join in hand. It says, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. See? The seed of the righteous shall be delivered. That's right. Wickedness has increased for sure. There you go. And the Most High is doing that for us. He wants us to see just how bad things are getting. That's one. And two, that he rules. The Most High, he rules and he calls the shots. Check out the 28th verse. It says, He that trusteth in his riches shall fall. See that? He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. The Most High is going to have us spread out and grow and become prosperous so long as we walk in righteousness. The main growth is going to be spirituality. We're going to rebuke dudes like the Will Smiths and the sellouts and the Uncle Toms among our people. We're going to rebuke them, bottom line, because we know the Most High, like we discussed in 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 1. The Most High said, there's no need. He told, and the Most High used Paul, and Paul was speaking in the spirit of the Most High. He said that there's no need that he write unto us as far as the things that are happening on this earth, man, as far as the evil and the wickedness that's happening on this earth. There's no need for that, because the Most High, he's got us, man. He's got us, and we see what's happening, man. We see what's happening. The Most High says in Proverbs 11, verse 28, he that trusteth in his riches shall fall. See that? Shall fall. But the righteous shall flourish as a branch. That's you, brothers and sisters, man. That's you, brothers and sisters, who trust in the Most High and that's doing what's right. You understand? But a lot of our people, they're going to hold on to the evil, and they're going to use a lot of our weak brothers and sisters so they can prosper. But a lot of brothers is on to these people, the celebrities and the super rich. A lot of our brothers and sisters are on to them now, man. Most High says in Jeremiah 5, verse 26, for among my people are found wicked men. They lay in wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. And that's what's happening. A lot of our brothers have sold out, and they don't give a damn. All they care about is the money and power and positions of comfort and fame, to the point where they will catch their own people and destroy their own people. 27 verse says, as a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. See that? They become great and waxen rich. And the 28 verse says, they are waxen fat, they shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, they don't care about, yet they prosper. So they don't care about the fatherless, they don't care about the poor, they don't care about the widows, they don't care about the people suffering under the hand of Esau. They don't care about any of those things. 28 verse again, it says, they are waxen fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds, meaning the works of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge. They don't give a damn about the needy, man. But what's happening, Most High, he's exposing them, man. He's exposing them, and he's taking them down rapidly. But that's it, man. I just wanted to get on that, man. Please like and share. You brothers and sisters, you have a great week, man. And it's this Thursday is that goddamn Thanksgiving. I can't wait till Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's is over, and we go right back into regular captivity mode. But you brothers and sisters, man, just be strong, man, and don't get into any controversy. Stay home, man. Stay home if it's possible. Throughout the week. If you work, go to work, come back home, and watch these idiots get drunk and make fools of themselves, because that's all it is. There's nothing out here, man. There's nothing out here, trust me. It's your brother Bakwash, your brother. I'm out.